Willem Dafoe is a national treasure.
Him and his massive cock, indeed.
So we ended up watching The Lighthouse.
Yeah, and it was really fucking good.
For those that don't know, The Lighthouse is the new... Can you even call it a horror movie?
At no point in this movie was I afraid.
No, but essentially it's a psychological horror movie made by the guy that made The Witch. Some people really liked The Witch.
I really liked The Witch.
Yeah, it's a simple story, but it's done well. Well, The Lighthouse was kind of more of an experiment, where instead of it being like kind of a typical slasher movie like The Witch kind of turned into, this was two guys are stuck in a lighthouse all by themselves for months on end.
Hence where the psychological part of it comes in.
Yeah, because it doesn't take long at all for them to go completely batshit crazy.
Yeah, the only way they're even able to tolerate each other is to be shit-faced.
Yeah, they have to just completely get blacked out drunk to tolerate each other's presence.
Which leads to more issues.
But it is a really interesting movie. Just visually, you kind of know that it's trying something else than a lot of other horror movies.
Yeah, the aspect ratio.
Yeah, for one, the aspect ratio is a lot more tight and closed in. I don't know exactly what aspect ratio they used.
Yeah, I was gonna say off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you.
No, but it's more closed in because it's trying to be more reminiscent of something like from the
early black and white films.
Yeah, early black and white films, a lot more silent film era, and hell, the movie's even shot in black and white, and it works really well.
Yep.
The effect really feels spot on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And honestly, when you really step back and look at the movie, at first glance, you might think, this is some artsy shit, it's trying all these different things, and it's trying to be all fancy schmancy with details. It's honestly a lot more schlocky than you would expect.
Yeah, like, amazingly so.
Yeah, intentionally so. In fact, I think there was a point where I turned to you and I said, this movie's basically just an art house version of Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's more about being comedic and goofy above actually legitimately getting under your skin and fucking with you.
I want a steak! I want a goddamn steak! If I had a steak, oh boy, a rare, a bloody steak. If I had a steak, I would fuck it.
I mean, obviously, if you're scared of cabin fever, being stuck with a guy that might want to try to kill you, and everything that this movie brings up, that's one thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously there's a lot more in-depth shit that we're not mentioning. Possible relations to, like, the Greek legend of Prometheus, because that ends up being a plot point where Robert Pattinson's character wants to go into the light,
Yep.
you know, kind of steal the fire in a way. No, in a lot of ways, this is just kind of watch these two guys go completely nuts and try to kill each other by the end. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun doing it, where you have Willem Dafoe, who, as stated, national treasure. That guy plays a complete, over-the-top, old-timey sea guy.
Complete with the way he carries himself, the way he orders people, his speaking mannerisms.
At all times, he's trying to be Captain Ahab.
Let Neptune strike ye dead, Winslow! Hark! Hark! Triton! Hark! Bellow! Bid our father, the Sea King, rise from the depths full foul in his fury. Black waves teeming with salt foam to smother this young mouth with pungent slime.
And then you have Robert Pattinson, who is obviously a con man who's not exactly up and about on who he is. You know, he's not really trustworthy, but that ends up being kind of his whole character arc. Yeah, where you find out he might be way more fucked up and dangerous than you realize.
He might be unbelievably dangerous.
And one thing I do like about this movie is it really knows how to fuck with your head in a lot of ways. Where as stated, it's not going for complete ball-busting horror that makes you afraid to ever turn on the screen, but it does know how to trick you, you know, where it does play with with the passage of time, with the fact that you have two guys stuck here doing the same job every day. So it feels like out of nowhere an entire month can pass and you never even realized it.
Yeah, that's helped by the fact that Willem Dafoe's character is just kind of a fucking cunt.
Yeah, he's a very manipulative piece of shit.
Yeah, at one point he starts talking about how Pattinson's character has just lost track of time completely, and you don't know if it's been months, days, how long it's been.
Are you even on the island?
Yeah, is the island even real? You're just fucking insane.
Yeah, it actually knows how to make you genuinely question if what he's saying is true, which in a way is actually pretty disturbing.
Oh yeah.
And obviously there is violence, it gets pretty gruesome.
Towards the end it ratchets up pretty quickly.
But you're not gonna see chainsaw decapitations, nothing like that. It knows how to save it.
Yeah, it knows how to give you that glory shot.
Yeah. Like the ending shot is actually pretty haunting. Yeah, I will say that. Like that is the one image that actually disturbed me. But other than that, it's actually just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is really fun. I think Robert Pattinson's character and the way he plays off of Willem Dafoe in this movie.
Yeah, their chemistry is amazing.
Yeah, they're fantastic actors. They just threw them together. It's amazing.
Yeah, where you have one guy that's a lot more experienced, a lot more bitter about the job, but he still has that kind of old seaman idealism. Where he believes in the fables, he believes in the stories, and you have this guy from the city coming in, no experience whatsoever, and he's just thinking it's all a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, and eventually when Robert Pattinson's character starts losing his mind, it's something that really makes you go, holy shit, why wasn't this your debut movie? Because obviously the joke with Robert Pattinson, for anyone that even remembers this period of time, holy shit, I feel old as fuck mentioning it, but this guy was the butt of the joke for years, thanks to the Twilight movies.
Yeah.
I mean, lately he's really worked his ass off to kind of scrub that reputation off. Yeah, because the scenes where he really starts losing his shit, losing his mind, it actually does kind of remind you of like Bruce Campbell and like Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Those scenes where he's alone in the cabin and he just fucking snaps. It kind of brings back that, but you actually kind of start thinking maybe you were actually a bit more fucked up in reality than you were showing.
Yeah, it's not played in a comedic tone. It's played in a very dramatic tone, which really works for the movie.
Yeah, where you have Evil Dead 2, where Ash going crazy is a joke.
Yeah.
He's joking around. It's a comedy. In this, it's still a comedy. You still have a lot of jokes and funny moments and monologues, but when shit gets serious, it gets fucking dire.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually gets to a point where it stops being fun. And I think the fact that you managed to have that, where you have this movie that at first glance can seem like it's just this really art house thing that you're not that interested in, then you start laughing and you realize, oh, it's kind of a comedy. Then you start getting like actually worried. That really shows what it can do. I mean, being able to kind of pull people along that much, that's impressive. So I really like this movie. I thought it was great. We can't really say too much without spoiling shit. All we can say is it's fucking, oof, yeah, that it gets grim.
Really grim. Characters are amazing. Sound design was really good.
Yeah.
I can't remember any of the music or if there even was any music in it.
There was music. It was played off as that kind of old-timey silent film style music. Like if you ever watched the Call of Cthulhu fan film where it's supposed to be like a silent era movie, it's very reminiscent of that, where you have this orchestra that's just very overbearing and really gets in your head. That's what it can do. So until next time, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Ding-a-ling that bell button.
See you guys.
Have a good one.
All right, have it your way. I like to cook it.